All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're going back in time a bit.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, to Donald Trump's 2025 inauguration.
Sounds fun.
It was quite the day. A day full of pomp and circumstance.
I bet.
Definitely a pivotal moment in American history, especially after a
Yeah.
tumultuous few years. But amidst the red carpets and the patriotic displays and everything,
Mm.
our sources actually indicate that it was Melania Trump who stole the show.
Really?
Apparently, she made just one single remark,
Yeah.
and it left the entire nation talking.
It's interesting how just
All
one
right.
simple statement can capture the public imagination,
Yeah,
especially during an event like a presidential inauguration.
so true. What's even more intriguing is that,
What's that?
well, no one seems to remember exactly what she said,
Oh,
but everyone remembers the feeling, the impact.
I see.
People describe it as deeply moving, even a beacon of hope.
That's the power of rhetoric.
It is.
Sometimes it's not about the specific words,
Right.
but about how they're delivered,
Yeah.
the timing, the context.
Yeah.
It seems like all those elements came together perfectly
I think so.
in this case.
Okay, so let's try to recreate this moment.
Okay.
Our sources describe Melania Trump, poised as always, elegant,
Yeah.
addressing the crowd. Imagine her looking out at the sea of faces
Yeah.
and saying something like, "We've been through so much as a nation,
Oh, wow.
but even in our darkest hours, hope finds its way home."
You're
What?
You're crafting a plausible statement based on her persona,
Right.
public persona,
Yeah.
and the overall sentiment
Exactly.
described in the sources.
I had to try. We needed something to work with.
I know.
So let's assume for a moment that those were her words.
Okay.
The sources highlight the simplicity of the language, the heartfelt delivery, and the way it seemed to resonate with
Yeah,
this deep desire for unity and hope.
that makes sense. Remember, this was 2025.
Right.
The world had been through a lot in the years prior.
Yeah.
And the U.S. especially was deeply divided.
Yeah.
People were yearning for something to believe in, something to bring them together.
So you're saying her words, no matter the exact phrasing,
Yeah.
tapped into this need for connection.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It's like striking a chord that's already vibrating.
Oh, I like that.
And the inauguration, with all its symbolism,
Yeah.
provided the perfect backdrop for that message to amplify.
Okay. But wouldn't some people see that as manipulative? Especially with all the controversy surrounding the Trump family.
Yeah.
Couldn't it be a calculated move to soften their image?
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
It's impossible to separate any political statement
Right.
from the speaker's intentions and the context.
Yeah.
It's possible that some saw it that way,
Right.
but that doesn't diminish the impact it had on others.
So we have this fascinating duality,
Yeah.
this potentially calculated message.
Right. That nevertheless caused genuine emotion.
I see.
It makes you wonder what's more important, the intention behind the words or the effect they have.
That's a question philosophers have been struggling with for centuries.
That's true.
And in this case, I think both are important.
Yeah.
But let's not forget the delivery.
Okay.
The sources mention Melania Trump's eloquence, her grace, the way she connected with the audience
Yeah.
on a personal level.
So it wasn't just what she said, it was how she said it.
Exactly. That's where the real artistry comes into play.
Okay.
It's about using language and tone and nonverbal cues to create an experience, to evoke a feeling.
I see.
And it seems like Melania Trump mastered that.
The sources even compare her to some of history's greatest orators.
Oh, wow.
You know, the people who could move mountains with their words.
Yeah.
But isn't that a bit much?
Perhaps it's easy to get caught up in the hype,
Yeah.
but even if we take a step back,
Yeah.
it's undeniable that she connected with people. And that brings us to the next part of this deep dive,
Okay.
the social media explosion that followed.
Oh.
Our sources describe a frenzy of tweets and posts,
Oh,
comments flooding platforms like Twitter,
yeah.
TikTok, Instagram, you name it.
It sounds like.
People weren't just talking about the inauguration. They
Yeah.
were dissecting, praising, and even criticizing Melania Trump's words.
This is where things get interesting.
Right.
We see the power of just one moment amplified
Yeah.
and refracted through social media.
It's like that moment went viral
It did.
and took on a life of its own,
Yeah.
sparking conversations way beyond the inauguration itself.
Exactly. And to really understand the significance, We need to look at those online reactions
Okay.
because that's where we see the real impact, the ripple effects
Gotcha.
of a single well-crafted message.
All right, listeners, buckle up.
Buckle up.
We're about to enter the world of social media.
It's a wild world.
Let's see what we can find in the next part of our deep dive. Welcome back to the deep dive. Last time we were about to dive into this world of social media to see how Melania Trump's inauguration remark went viral.
Right.
So, paint us a picture.
Okay.
What were people saying online?
Well, you have to remember, this is 2025.
Yeah.
So we're talking about a whole different social media landscape than what we had a few years ago.
Yeah.
But one thing has stayed constant.
Oh, what's up?
People love to share their reactions,
Yeah.
especially to events of national significance.
Right. And it seems like Melania Trump's remark, or at least the idea of it, really struck a chord with people.
It did. Our sources point to a huge surge online immediately following the inauguration.
Oh, wow.
Twitter was just on fire with hashtags like hashtag hope finds a way, hashtag Melania 2025.
Those are good.
Things like that.
Did any specific tweets or posts stand out?
Oh, absolutely. The source mentions a tweet
Oh, yeah.
from a comedian
Okay.
who said, Melania Trump just gave the most moving speech I've ever not heard.
That's so funny. It really speaks to the power of mystery, right?
It does.
Like sometimes not knowing the exact words can make it even more impactful.
Well,
it's like this
It is.
blank canvas
Yeah.
where people can just put their own
Right.
interpretations and feelings onto it.
Exactly. And that's exactly what happened.
Really?
People weren't just quoting her
Yeah.
or praising her delivery.
No.
They were making memes and writing poems,
Oh, wow.
even songs,
That's amazing.
inspired by how it made them feel.
Talk about a cultural moment.
It was.
But amidst all that praise, I'm sure some people were a little skeptical.
Of course, had to be.
Yeah.
Our sources say that some political commentators, particularly on the left,
Yeah.
questioned how sincere it all was.
Really?
They thought it was just a distraction from the Trump administration's policies,
It's like you said earlier.
Yeah.
You just can't separate the message from the messenger,
especially in politics.
especially in politics.
Right.
And some people even said that Melania Trump's past silence on certain issues
Oh, yeah.
meant that this was more about image than substance.
It's possible.
So even though the sources describe a mostly positive reaction,
Yeah.
there was this undercurrent of cynicism.
Yeah, especially for people who didn't like the Trumps already.
Right, and that's what's so interesting about virality and social media.
Yeah.
It often just reinforces what people already believe.
It does.
It's like an echo chamber.
You see what you want to see?
And social media just makes that even worse.
Yeah.
So Melania Trump's remark became a sort of
Kind of like a...
Rorschach test, right?
Oh, exactly.
People saw in it
Yeah.
what they wanted to. Genuine hope or just political maneuvering.
That's the beauty and the danger
It is.
of a message like that.
It can unite and divide.
At the same time?
Fascinating. So the online reaction was
That's-
just as complex as the remark itself.
It was.
But did any of this actually change anything?
Hmm.
Or was it just a few days of trending topics?
Well, that's a tough question.
Yeah.
It's hard to measure the lasting impact of,
Yeah.
you know, any single event.
Especially online, right?
Especially with social media, things change so fast.
They do.
But
Yeah.
our sources do mention some interesting developments.
Okay, I'm listening.
For one, Melania Trump's popularity skyrocketed.
Wow, really?
Her social media following exploded.
So this moment gave her a platform,
Yeah.
a voice that she didn't have before.
And it's interesting because she didn't
Yeah.
immediately use it for, you
Right.
know,
Yeah.
a specific cause.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, she focused on
Oh,
unity and resilience,
okay.
hope.
Right, kind of echoing
Yeah.
the feelings from the inauguration.
Exactly.
But wasn't that seen as kind of calculated
By some people, yes.
to soften the Trump family image
It's possible.
without actually doing anything concrete about their
Definitely.
policies?
But regardless of why she did it,
Yeah,
there's no denying that she tapped into
yeah.
a real feeling in the country.
That need for
Yeah.
something positive
Yeah.
in this crazy world.
Exactly.
So it's like she became a symbol of hope,
Yeah.
even if it was all carefully constructed.
It's interesting to think about.
It makes you wonder
But
if authenticity even matters anymore
mm,
when it comes to
public image,
public image.
that's a question for another time.
That's true.
But in this case,
Yeah.
Melania Trump intentionally or not,
yeah,
really
yeah.
created a story that resonated with people.
That's the power of rhetoric, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The human need for hope.
It's like she created a meme of herself.
Almost.
A perfect image for people to project their own beliefs onto.
In the age of social media,
Yeah.
that's a powerful tool.
It is, and it's been so insightful to see
I know.
how these viral moments can really shape public perception. But as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I'm wondering what lessons can we learn from all this?
That's a good question.
What does this tell us about the power of words? About how things go viral?
Yeah.
About social media itself?
That's what we'll be exploring.
That's what we'll be exploring.
In the final part.
In the final part
of our deep dive.
Stay tuned, listeners.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've spent the last two parts looking at this moment from Trump's 2025 inauguration.
We have.
Where Melania Trump made this remark, and it seemed to capture the whole nation's attention. We've talked about the context, the delivery, the online frenzy, but what does it all mean? What's the big takeaway?
It's easy to just dismiss all this as just another viral moment.
Right.
You know, something that will be forgotten tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I actually think there's something deeper going on here.
I like where this is going.
Okay.
What's the deep dive insight?
Melania Trump's remark,
yeah,
whether she meant to or not, tapped into something fundamental.
What's that?
A basic human need.
Oh, okay.
The need for hope.
Okay, yeah.
And by doing that, she showed us how meaning is created.
I see.
And shared in our digital world.
Okay, how did she show us how meaning is created?
Well, think about it.
Yeah.
No one actually remembers what she said.
That's true.
It's this...
That's like a myth? Yeah.
Collective memory. A myth, almost.
Yeah.
And that blank space,
yeah,
that lack of specific words is what makes it powerful.
Okay.
It lets everyone fill in the blanks with their own interpretation.
On hopes.
Yeah, their own desires.
So it's like a choose your own adventure hope message.
Exactly. And that's where social media comes in.
Okay.
It gives people that space to share what they think, to debate, to argue, to make memes and songs.
I saw this.
All kinds of content.
Yeah.
That just amplifies the message.
It's like that game Telephone we played as kids.
Yeah.
You whisper something, and it changes so much.
It gets totally distorted.
By the end.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's how things go viral.
Okay.
It's not about staying true to the original.
Right.
It's about adapting and remixing.
Yeah.
And really co-creating something new.
So it's like...
Melania provided the spark.
Yeah.
But everyone online fanned the flames.
Took it and ran with it.
And made it huge.
So this wasn't about Melania Trump at all.
In a way, no.
It's about us.
It was about the audience.
And how we create meaning online these days.
That's a great point.
This is a little scary. Things can get out of control.
They can.
So fast on social media.
It's true.
1 minute it's hope, the next minute.
Who knows?
It's something totally different.
The speed of it all can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
But it can also be a good thing.
Oh, okay.
Our source mentioned how Melania's remark, even though no one knows exactly what she said, inspired a lot of people.
Oh, wow.
To donate to charity.
That's great.
To volunteer.
People were inspired to act by a feeling, not a policy or anything.
Exactly.
So even though the message was kind of vague, it still made a difference in the real world.
It did. That's pretty amazing.
And that's why we have to be aware of how this all works.
How meaning is created and how it's manipulated.
Especially online.
We need to think critically.
You do.
Question things.
You do.
Question things.
Talk to each other.
Right.
So we need to be careful. About the memes we make.
Yeah.
The hashtags we use.
The stories we share.
Because even the small things.
It all adds up.
Can really shape the bigger picture.
Right.
That's a great takeaway.
The biggest takeaway.
From this whole deep dive. Yeah. We all have a part to play in this digital world.
It's not just about watching.
Right.
It's about doing.
Engaging and questioning.
And contributing.
That's a powerful thought to end on.
It is.
This has been an incredible journey.
It has.
Exploring how meaning is made. And how things go viral.
It's been a pleasure talking with you.
And now we want to hear from you.
Yes, we do.
What are your thoughts on viral moments?
What do you think?
How do you think meaning is created online?
Head over to our social media.
Let us know.
We want to hear from you.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.